The interesting story about Ayatul Kursi, in Islam, who informed us about the Ayatul Kursi being a protection against shaitan? It was the shaitan himself. One thing that he spoke the truth about. So the story basically goes, during the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him, one of the companions, he was put in charge of the charity, right? The Bayt al-Mal, the place of charity, because people give charity, it would be in a place, so if anyone needed, they can come and take from the charity. So I think it was the charity that he was guarding something precious. I think it was the charity. And one night this man comes and he steals from the charity. And the companion of the Prophet catches him and says, "What, you're stealing, I'm going to take you to the Prophet." He says, "No, let me go." He makes up an excuse, my family's poor, etc. Next night he comes back, does the same thing. And I think he does this consecutively 2 or 3 nights in a row. And on the 3rd or 4th occasion, this companion of the Prophet catches him. He says, "I'm taking you to the Prophet this time. I mean, enough is enough. You keep stealing," right? He says, "No, let me go. I'll tell you something of benefit. Just let me go," right? And he says, "If you recite Ayatul Kursi, it will protect you against the shaitan," right? So he lets him go. Next morning, the companion goes to the Prophet and he says, "This man kept doing this and he told me this." And the Prophet informs him that the man that came to you was the shaitan. He was an evil jinn in the form of a man. And what he said in this instance was true. That the Ayatul Kursi does protect you against shaitan. So that's some of the history behind Ayatul Kursi itself. But it's a protecting verse.
You spoke about how this evil jinn took the form of a man. Do you think we live in a world where there are jinns who've taken the form of human beings?
Yes.
And are public figures as well?
Public figures? I don't know if you have someone specific in mind, but
I mean, I'm thinking of a few people.
Okay, they for definite, they probably, if they're evil, quote unquote, they may be the shayateen amongst the human, the evil amongst the human. But I don't know if public figures, but from at least the Islamic side of stuff, yes, the jinn can take on the form of men. So there are narrations. One of the narrations I've just shared with you, that they can take on the form of people as well as animals and so on. Now, if a jinn appears in the form of a man, you're going to assume he's human, right? There may be some telltale signs, etc. Now, again, the how of it, we don't have much details of. How does this being that's made of smokeless fire or shapeshift or take on the form of a physical being? When he takes on this physical shape or form, is he now susceptible to the things that physical beings are susceptible to? These are big questions, right?